Find a comfortable seated position as we prepare to start our hatha practice. You can sit in easy pose with one foot in front of the other, or stretch one or both legs out in front of you. Feel free to sit up on some height if that helps your knees and your hips relax and your spine lengthen. So allow your shoulders to soften back and down away from your ears as you rise up through the crown of your head to lengthen your spine. Then rest your hands heavily onto your legs, either palms up or palms down. With your gaze soft, your eyes closed, begin to tune into your breath. Breathing in and out of your nose. Nice deep breaths in, filling the lungs so the belly expands like a big balloon. Long exhales, emptying the lungs, feeling the belly soften. Starting to focus your awareness on the movement of your breath, breathing in and breathing out. We'll start to welcome some gentle movement accompanied by our breath. So resting your right palm on the floor as you inhale, stretch your left arm up, and as you exhale, side bend to the right. Try to stay rooted through both sits bones. You can always gaze down towards the floor if that feels nicer for your neck. And breathe into the left side of your rib cage. With your next inhale, using your core to support you, draw your body through center, planting your left palm on the floor as you reach your right arm up, and then exhale over to the left side. And rooting down through your sits bones, breathing into the right side of the rib cage as if you're trying to create a little more space between each rib. Let's take an inhale, returning to center, reach both arms up over your head and lengthen. As you exhale, take a gentle twist to the right, taking your right hand to the floor behind you for support, crossing your left hand over to the opposite leg, gazing where your neck is comfortable. With a nice big breath in, sweep the arms back up overhead, returning to center. As you exhale, twist to your left. Left hand on the floor behind you, right hand crosses to the opposite leg. Try to soften your shoulders and breathe into the sides of your rib cage. With a deep breath in, reach the arms back up overhead, bringing the torso back to center. We're going to connect our palms there, and with an exhale, slowly draw the hands down as you rise up through the crown of your head. Relaxing your arms down, we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees, gently coming onto all fours. Preparing for cat pose, we're going to align our palms under our shoulders, knees under hips. If it feels good, you can tuck your toes under and start to stretch out the soles of your feet. And begin to flow with your breath. As you exhale, relax your head down, press your mid back up, draw your navel in and round your spine. With an inhale, lift your head, chest, and tailbone up. Gazing up, relax your facial muscles. Exhaling to round the spine in cat pose, opening up the back of the body. Inhaling to extend the spine in cow pose, opening up the front of the body. Just keep moving at the pace of your own breath. Feel free to soften your gaze or close your eyes and draw your attention deep within. With your next exhale, keep a rounded spine, then place the tops of the feet flat to the floor with the big toes touching. Bring your bum to your heels for child's pose. If your neck needs support, you can always stack your hands under your forehead. Otherwise, it might feel nice to draw your hands back beside your feet to soften your shoulders. Let your body sink into the mat. Feel the gentle expansion and softening that happens as you inhale and exhale. Reaching your palms out in front of you now, placing your hands shoulder width apart and parallel. And gaze up towards the top of the mat. And with an inhale, carefully come onto your abdomen. Once you're on your belly, lay the tops of the feet flat to the floor, bring your big toes to touch. We're going to lift our chest slightly, take our forearms in front of us, palms, forearms, and elbows shoulder width apart for Sphinx pose. Engaging your core as you inhale, lift your head and chest forward and up. Gaze can stay forward or lift towards the ceiling. If this bothers your lower back at all, slide your elbows further away from your hip bones or come down altogether if you need to. Steady breaths here. Taking one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly slide your elbows to the side, lowering your chest and your head. You can stack your palms and rest your head on your hands for a moment. If it feels good, rock your hips from side to side. We're going to take our hands underneath the shoulders and engage the core. With an inhale, press up to your hands and your knees, aligning your knees under your hips, palms shoulder width apart with the wrists slightly ahead of the shoulders, toes tucked and fingers spread wide. As you exhale, relax your head down and engage your core. With your inhale, slowly lift your knees and extend your legs for downward dog, stretching your hips up towards the ceiling, letting your chest sink towards your thighs, lengthening your spine. Be mindful of your breath here, keeping it steady and deep. You can always rest on hands and knees or in child's pose anytime you need to. Stretching into the backs of the legs and strengthening the upper body. With your next inhale, slowly begin to walk your feet towards your palms, coming into a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going to place our feet parallel and hip width apart. You can let your arms dangle or cradle one elbow with each palm if that feels good. Try to relax your neck completely. Relaxing your hands down towards the floor, keep your chin towards your chest. You're going to press your feet into the earth and engage your core. Slowly as you inhale, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. You're welcome to walk your hands up your legs to support your spine. Lift your head up last, and then roll your shoulders back and down, arriving in mountain pose. Lift up through the crown of your head, spread out through your toes. And press your right palm to the outside of your right thigh. Engage your core as you inhale. Stretch your left fingertips up to the ceiling. With an exhale, bend to the right. You can always gaze down if that's nicer for your neck. Try to stay rooted through both feet and breathe into the left side of the ribs. With your core engaged, as you inhale, slowly make your way through the center, lowering your left palm, reach your right arm up, press your left hand into your left thigh, and exhale, bending to the left. Take an inhale back to center, reaching both arms up over your head. Connect your palms, and as you exhale, draw your hands down to your chest. From here, with a breath in, carefully step your right foot back. Nice big step back so the feet are at least one leg length apart, and we're going to open to the long edge of the mat. Now turn both of your feet out slightly, and then bend your knees so they're tracking the same direction as your toes, knees over the ankles, not over the feet. Drawing your knees out towards your pinky toes to keep them nice and safe. With the palms resting in front of the chest, soften your shoulders. If you feel really balanced here, you could close your eyes and stay connected to your breath. Feel as if you're trying to gather your heels towards one another to energize your legs. Let your breath be your anchor here. Slow, deep breaths in, long, slow exhales. And pressing into your feet as you inhale, slowly extend your legs. Turn both feet in slightly and take your palms onto your hips, engaging the muscles of your legs to stabilize your joints. Contract your abdominal muscles as you inhale. Lift your chest up and lengthen your spine. Gaze can lift too if that feels good. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and slowly fold forward. You may keep a long spine if that's best for your body today, or let yourself hang all the way down. Hands can stay on the hips or reach anywhere onto your legs that feels supportive, or maybe reach for a block or the floor. Relax your neck completely and breathe into whatever tension you feel in your legs or in your hips, letting tension go as you breathe out. Using your hands to support you, and take an inhale, lengthen the spine. And turn your left foot out 90 degrees, lifting your right heel. We're going to carefully pivot towards the top of our mat again, bending into our left knee. So we come into a lunge. Take a breath in, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, drop your right knee down to the mat. Add extra squishiness if you need to. Protect your joint. With an inhale, take your palms onto your front thigh. Lift your chest. Feel like you're pulling your front heel towards your back knee, engaging the muscles of your legs. You may stay here or engage your core. With an inhale, sweep your fingertips up towards the ceiling. You soften your shoulders. Your gaze can stay forward. If you want to challenge your balance, you can lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathing deeply into the hips. As you exhale, slowly take your chest forward, lower your palms to the floor. Gaze forward, engage your core with an inhale, lift your back knee, and step your right foot up to the top of your mat, coming back into a forward fold with your feet hip-width apart. Using your fingertips to support you, we're going to heel toe our feet until they're mat-width apart. Turn our heels in, toes out slightly, and slowly lower the tailbone as you lift the chest, coming into a squat. If this bothers your joints, please just come straight to sitting instead. If your heels are lifted, you could tuck a blanket or a cushion under your heels for more support. If it feels good, connect your palms, lengthen your spine, and take some deep breaths into the belly. Using your fingertips to support you, carefully ease yourself down to sitting on the mat. You can stretch your legs out for a moment and shake out your knees. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So draw the soles of your feet together and make a big diamond shape with your legs, so between your heels, knees, and pelvis. Rest your hands onto your shins. Take a deep breath in, lengthening your spine. And as you exhale, slowly fold forward. Again, you can keep a long spine if that's best for your body today, or if it feels good, allow your spine to round. Take your chin towards your chest. Keep a bend in your elbows to relax your shoulders. Just allow your body to surrender towards the floor. Breathing deeply into the hips and into the lower back. Try to keep your mind anchored in the present moment, conscious of your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Engage your core, and slowly as you inhale, we're going to roll ourselves up one vertebra at a time. You can use your hands to support you, lifting your head up last. Once your head lifts, roll your shoulders back and down, opening up your chest and your lungs. And from here, you can make your way onto your hands and your knees. Coming back onto all fours, planting your palms under your shoulders, this time bringing your knees and your feet together. And you can have tops of the feet flat to the floor or toes tucked, whatever feels better. Come to a neutral spine. Engage your core. Find one spot to focus on. With an inhale, reach your right leg back and up just as high as feels safe for your body. As you exhale, cross those toes over to the left side, tuck them under, reach your heel away from you, stretch your chest forward. With your next breath out, take your gaze over your left shoulder. Try to keep your weight equal between each of your hands and breathe into the right side of your body. If you want to deepen this, press your right hip further to the right. Engage your core as you inhale, lift your toes up, bring your leg and your gaze back to center, and exhale your knee back to the floor. And let your head come forward, rounding your spine. You can roll your wrists if you need to. Steady your breathing. And return to a neutral spine. Contract your abdominal muscles. With an inhale, stretch your left leg back and up, crossing your toes over to the right side, tucking them under. With your next breath in, stretch your chest forward and lengthen. And as you exhale, take your gaze over your right shoulder. Stay grounded through both palms. Keep hugging your navel in to support your lower back. Reach that left heel away from you. As you breathe in, lift your toes up, take your leg and your head back to center. Exhale your knee down to the mat. Bring your big toes to touch and take your bum to your heels for child's pose. You're welcome to roll your wrists if you need to. And then either stack your palms under your forehead or draw your hands back beside your feet to soften your shoulders. Drawing your attention within your body, tune in to the steady rhythm of your breath. Reaching your palms out in front of you, hands shoulder width apart and parallel. Gaze up between your palms, and as you inhale, carefully come onto your abdomen. Lay the tops of the feet on the floor with the big toes touching. Plant your palms under your shoulders, elbows hugging in towards the ribs, forehead on the floor. Mindful of your lower back, engage your core. And from here, as you inhale, lift your head and chest forward and up, coming into a cobra. Roll your shoulders back and down, only pressing up as high as feels safe for your body. Keep a bend in your elbows, hugging them in tight towards your rib cage. Keep breathing steadily. Gaze can be forward or up towards the ceiling. With your next exhale, slowly lower your chest and your head. Engage your core. With an inhale, come up to your hands and your knees. Plant your wrists slightly ahead of your shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread wide, and toes tucked. As you exhale, relax your head down, engage your core. With an inhale, slowly press up to downward dog. Lengthen your spine as much as you can. Let your chest sink towards your thighs, and breathe into the backs of your legs. From here, as you inhale, slowly walk your feet towards your palms, coming back into a forward fold. Feet hip-width apart, knees bent as much as you need for your lower back to feel safe and comfortable. You can cradle your elbows or hold the backs of each of your legs, and let the crown of your head be really heavy towards the floor. Let your hands hang down towards the mat. Keep your chin towards your chest, pressing into the soles of your feet. As you inhale, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time, using your core to support you. Lift your head up last. Exhale to roll your shoulders back and down, coming into mountain pose. Rise up through the crown of your head, engage your core, and inhale, stretch both hands up overhead, interlacing your fingers for temple mudras. Index fingers point towards the ceiling. Stay grounded through both feet. Draw your navel towards your spine. As you exhale, side bend to the right. You can always lower your right palm to your right leg for more support. With your core engaged, as you inhale, draw back to center, lengthening through the spine, and exhale to bend to the left. Inhale to center. Connect your palms overhead and exhale the hands down to the chest. Resting your thumbs against your sternum. With your next inhale, take a big step back with your left foot. Opening up to the long edge of the mat, turning both feet out slightly. And bending your knees so they track in line with your toes, but knees stay over the ankles so they're nice and safe. Core engaged. With an inhale now, I want you to take your arms wide, reaching your hands up overhead. Keep your legs as they are. Connect your palms. Exhale and draw your hands down to your chest. And breathing in, stretch your arms wide, gather up all the energy around your body, connect your palms. Exhale the hands down to the heart. And keeping your legs as they are, knees drawing up towards pinky toes. Breathe in, reach your arms wide. And exhale to draw your hands down to your chest. Press into the soles of your feet. As you inhale, slowly extend your legs. Turn both feet in slightly. You can place your hands onto your hips, or if it feels safe for your shoulders, you could take your palms to your low back and interlace your fingers for Yoga Mudra, rolling your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Firm up the muscles of your legs and engage your core. With an inhale, lift your chest up, gaze can lift too, and as you exhale, hinge from your hips and carefully fold forward. If your hands are interlaced in Yoga Mudra, let your arms extend and hands fall over your head as long as that feels safe for your shoulders and your neck. Keep a steady breath here. You can come out of Yoga Mudra anytime you need to. And from here, carefully make your way down to lying on your back for Shavasana, a relaxation. So just stretch out on your mat, your legs about mat width apart, toes relaxed to the sides. Hands can rest on the belly, your arms can reach wide with the palms facing up. Chin tucked slightly. Softening your gaze or closing your eyes and letting yourself be still here and embrace a few moments of rest before you carry on with your day. We have an online Shavasana recorded for you, so if you want to find that and take 7 minutes to complete your practice in that way, please do. Otherwise, linger here in the natural rhythm of your breath and embrace these moments of rest. Namaste.